Шановні колеги, ми
Esteemed colleagues, we continue our work. The ATO spokesperson on ATO issues, Colonel Motuzyanyk, will take the floor. Good afternoon to everyone. The information on main events that were taking place yesterday in the ATO's area. At Lugansk direction, the hottest place was near Troitske. In the daytime, the enemy was several times shelling there from the grenade launchers and 120mm mortars. Also, there was the mortar shelling in Novoalexandrivka, in Stanitsa Lugansk and Zolote. The enemy was using light weapons. In total, in Lugansk direction, there were 9 enemy shellings registered, 3 of them from mortars. During the mortar shellings, the enemy launched more than 20 mines at our position. In Donetsk direction, the enemy is active all over the contact line, with the exception of Donetsk airport and Novgorodsky. There were several mortar shellings. In total, the enemy launched 54 mines in Novgorodsky. Also, it was not quite near Andiyivka. The enemy during 6 hours was launching mines in the direction of Yasanovata. Also, the enemy was applying mortars in Novolugansk, and traditionally the occupants become more active after the sunset. In total, there were 14 provocations in Donetsk direction. 6 of them were from heavy weaponry. In Mariupolsky direction, the number of enemy shellings is twice more than into other directions. The militants are violating along the whole contact line. In Mariinsky district and near Azovsky, the enemy is traditionally using mortars and guns. The main hot points are, as before, Krasnogorivka, Marinka, Pavlopil, Gnutovo, Shirokino. The Ukrainian forces are shelling in response. In total, in Mariupolsky direction, there were 37 shellings, 6 of them from heavy weaponry. During the 24 hours, not a single Ukrainian serviceman was killed. 1 was wounded near Marinka. And we have the confirmed losses of the enemy for the last week. 7 occupants were liquidated, 14 were wounded. Besides that, Ukrainian military intelligence informs that 2 days ago, the so-called 9th Regiment of the enemy and the Special Regiment of Russian Armed Forces had the conflict. The conflict completed by the victory of the Russians.
And I would like to mention that the above-mentioned Special Forces Regiment of Russian Federation arrived to the forces near Mariupol to strengthen discipline of the 9th Regiment. Yesterday, another 2 militants deserted from so-called 7th Brigade, which stays at the front line. So-called 7th Brigade carried out huge losses in result of their own provocation at the Svetlodarsk bridge in December. The security service of Ukraine forces in Krasnogorivka liquidated the subversive and reconnaissance network of the enemies. 3 offenders collected information about weaponry deployment and movements of Ukrainian troops near the ATO, and the leader of this network was Yaroslav Efendiev. The Nomdeger Effendi, deputy head of the 5th Brigade of Russian occupational troops. Recently, policemen detained 3 militants. One of them was a member of a stock band formation and which he joined in 2014. He who participated in the combat activities in Avdiivka industrial area where he was shell-shocked. Then, after hospital, he did not wish to come back to the front line and return back to Constantinople, which is controlled by government rule troops. And another militant tried to hide himself in Novoluhansk, but nevertheless, he also was discovered that the similar biography is of one of the servicemen, one of the militant from Liman. He is 27-year-old, and in 2014 he carried out service at the checkpoints. Now, all three collaborants wait for the investigation and court hearings. Thank you.